Hey guys, welcome to Grind with TTP. This is episode 3, and today we're going to really talk about lucky eggs and what a micro level trainer should be doing with lucky eggs. So right now we are in my second day of play. This is November 4th. I'm at a park in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. It is a growlithe nest. So I popped my first lucky egg. This is my 1 day streak. I missed a few days, so I'm starting my streak over, but that was planned. If you notice, there's a lot of stops here, so a bunch of halos. And you saw what was on the screen. That's definitely a wild Dragonite. So I think this was probably wrong to do in a video. I was going to start at the end of this loop. If you notice, my battery's at 18%. So my plan was to walk back to my car, get my charger, and then start recording and do a full loop of this park. But what happened is my friends were doing a Giratina, and I saw this Dragonite, and I really couldn't resist trying it, trying to get it. As it turns out, look at all these throws that I'm throwing at it. It's wasting a lot of my balls, and it's taking a lot of my time for my lucky egg. So I have a limited time to do a lucky egg, and I take 4.5 minutes throwing poorly at this Dragonite. So overall, it's a disaster. Once I do catch the Dragonite, luckily I do catch it. Eventually I catch it. And it's okay, it's not anything good. The benefit here is that I did get 10 Dratini candy, probably sooner than later 11 Dratini candy. Unfortunately, it had Steel Wing and Hurricane or something, or Steel Wing Hyper Beam, so pretty horrible moves. And it's not good. 800 CP, it's nothing special. So that was a massive mistake. So I would say if you are trying to do a lucky egg early, don't get a Dragonite. I guess Dragonites are fun and stuff, but it really was a poor use of my lucky egg. I'm banking this encounter for a little later because once I go, there's a bunch of stuff right here. Professor keeps talking to me. So what I'm doing here is definitely not the most efficient way to lucky egg. My goal for this egg is to catch a lot of Pokemon, knock out some pieces of my quests, and spin some halos, right? And those are all really decent ways to get experience. The problem is they're not even close to as good as just doing friendship. Wow, that's a lot of bad throws on that Rhyhorn. He's always way far back, and I forget about it. Look, level 10, there we go. It didn't take very long at all, did it? Blew through that level. So if I was going to lucky egg to maximize experience, get the most I possibly could, I'd really focus on waiting until I could combine a bunch of friendships. Your first friendship gives you 3,000 experience. So if you can get like a bunch of those at once, so let's say we went to that subreddit I showed you guys last time, and we got 50 or 60 people. We open the game, pop the egg, try to add some, try to send some gifts, and that's going to get us a lot more experience more efficiently than mass evolving like we used to, or catching or trying to hatch eggs. So that's the right way to do it. And then as you get a little further into it, you're 30 days in, you can really try to get a lot of Ultra Friends at once. And when you're doing that, you're getting 100,000 a pop. And that's, 50,000 worth on the lucky egg. And that's so much more efficient than what you're getting. If I remember doing the mass evolves, if I was getting 80,000 on an egg, I was really happy. So 80,000 would be 40,000 extra. And one action gives you 50,000 extras. So it's like, it's a whole different universe right now, and I don't think that... I think if your goal was to get to high level in about a month, then you should really be saving your eggs to sync them with your first set of Ultra Friends. On the other hand, that's not my goal here. My goal is to get to 25 at a reasonable pace because I want to be able to catch some wild Pokemon that have high levels, but at the same time, I don't want to go too far because I don't want to get to the point where I'm crushing through raids. I want to show you that low-level trainers can do this stuff. So that's kind of a disconnect here between optimal way and how I'm doing it. I think if I was being optimal, like I said, I'd pop that egg, open those gifts, and do it in a place where there's a lot of stops to spin. I just finished burying this gym, and that's a horrible use of resources. First of all, I have a lucky egg going, and I'm not gaining any substantial experience while doing that, so that's a waste of that resource. Then on top of it, I have a quest where I'm supposed to be burying things to, get to the next part of the quest. And I just threw all my berries away. It's nice that I got a little bit extra Stardust, but it really, that was a big waste of resources. So don't make a mistake like that. Think better. Part of it was to clear my bag a little bit, but either way, I should be throwing. Now you see here I'm throwing it to Sableye. I'm trying to clear my bank when there's no encounters around so I can get some Stardust and experience that way. So getting back to the thought, if I could be at a place with a lot of new stops at once, pop an egg, spin all those new stops, and then also maybe do a tier 5 raid, and then also get some friendship, like that's a really efficient way to use a lucky egg. The mass evolve method is just not really the way it was, right? That was what we used because it was the only way to do it before. Now, I would recommend pretty highly against that. I'm going to do some evolves, none in this video, I don't think, but in subsequent videos, there are going to be sometimes I evolve for experience to kind of push myself to a next level a little bit quicker. But in general, there's so many tasks now. If we're in November right now and there's the, evolve 3 Pidgeys and things like that, these quests that, or evolve 2 Pidgeys, there are these quests that need you to evolve stuff. So if you're saving your candy and doing it then, you're better off than getting a little bit of extra experience now. In the long run, those mass evolves don't really give you that much experience or time invested. You're much better off focusing on friendship and just living that way. I see a lot of stuff I don't have on the nearby as I'm going through this. It's nice to get stuff you don't have while on the lucky egg. It is going to be able to give that extra experience bonus, so that's good. But at the same time, I don't want to walk too far out of my path. Again, I really messed up my pattern here. I should have been starting at the beginning of the path and walking it in the best possible circle. As it turns out, when I leave, I'm going to have missed a lot of stops and not really hit the best places. There's 2 huge clusters in the front of this park that I missed. So that really isn't the best thing. Another mistake that I made kind of along the same line is I got the Dragonite, right? And it's there, it's in front of my screen, and there's like, a half dozen other spawns there and some stops. If I had spun a little bit more and caught something else, all of a sudden I'm level 10 instead of level 9. And it doesn't seem like that big of a difference, and it probably isn't, but that gives me a chance to have a bigger Dragonite, right? Because when you catch something, it's based on the level that you are, up to level 30. So in the end, it's probably not going to make much of a difference in the game. It's not going to change anything drastically, but at the same time, it's little things like that that we should be doing better as players, to be as efficient as possible, and that's a mistake. I actually realized it at the time and did correct it later on. We're going to see in episode 4, I catch a Rhydon, and I'm able to pass a level right before I catch it, which gives it a chance to be slightly better. In this case, it's Sunny, so it's plus 5 levels, from the level that we are. So that matters. There's a lot of dead space here. You see me right now going into hyper walking pace. This is a really bad way to do a lucky egg. I think you really want to try to find something where you can always be doing something, whether it's always catching or always evolving something or sending gifts, get you 200 experience. You can double that and get 400. So just the dead time is really bad. When you're a level 9 player, for example, you're not going to have a lot of resources to keep that moving, which kind of makes you think about going to level 12, 13, 14 after you've caught some stuff before even popping that first egg, just so you have some things to evolve and some things to do. It's wasted time, right? Because just all that walking that I'm doing, the time I'm waiting for spawns to come out, nothing's happening and I'm not getting experience. That said, I've gone through a lot of things that I did wrong, but we're a few minutes into this and I'm progressing through these levels pretty quickly. I am gaining quite a lot of experience. At low levels, lucky eggs can really send you through the roof and move you up. We started at level 9, we're level 11 now, and we're on our way to level 12, and that's great. So I think lucky eggs are important. Think about how you want to use them. Do you want to be the trainer who gets to 40 faster and really focuses on using friendship to maximize the eggs as much as possible? Or do you want to be the trainer who rushes through the early levels faster so you can catch bigger spawns quicker and interact with raids a lot earlier? Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to be splitting this session up into 2 parts. So the next part we're going to focus on nests and talk about why we chose to come to a Growlithe nest on this beautiful sunny day.